there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, one and all. Today is May 6, 2025. And this is episode 203 of Pop Culture War. 203 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I'm your host, CQ, and joining me tonight is it's a special co-host. How would I describe him? I'd say he's shorter than Wolverine, but twice as angry. It's the axe-swinging, nerd-raging menace himself. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Angry Elf. Yay!
Happy Revenge of the Sixth.
Revenge of the Sixth. Yes. Oh, man. Wait, no, isn't it? Wait, May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, Return of the 6th? It's return.
Well,
You know. Yeah, it's close enough. What up,
Exactly.
everybody? We're live. Hi, Pete. Hi, Billy. Hi, Senor
Senior
Kahata?
Frog.
Kajita? Senor Kajita? Li- Billy said, live from his hotel room, it's Angry Elf.
He's traveling again.
He's traveling again, man. The man is busy. Lay off. He's busy. How you guys doing tonight? How's everybody doing? What's up? Let me pull the camera in. It's a little far out. There we go.
Right, you are kind of far
No,
out.
I am far out, dude. Woo! If I seem loopy tonight, it's for very good reason. I'm like almost didn't do the show tonight because I literally got off a plane from the other side of the country, not but like 2 hours ago. Just flew. I'm all shiny. I got a lot of sun, man. Shit, for going to Colorado, I got a lot of sun. We were up in the mountains.
You were closer to because I was in Colorado up
Yeah.
until Friday.
Yeah.
We must have passed each other,
Cross
but
paths.
you were closer to the sun.
I was. I went to the top of Pikes Peak. If you know where that is. There's an elevation 14,110 feet above sea level, something like that. But it was high.
It was breathtaking.
I was high. I was so high. Hey, Keith, Jessica, I haven't watched or seen my comic. I know nothing, Jon Snow. I've seen my... What? All right. Imported some gummies. That's what Colorado known for, right? I flew too close. What's up, G.I. Low? In the chats. How you doing, man?
We got some celebrities in the
Yeah,
chat.
G.I. Low in the house, man. What you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm liking what he's doing with Sergeant Lowe right now.
He's doing good, man. And for those that don't know, on the side, he's a comedian. You got to check out his stuff, man. He's funny as fuck. Pete Barlow, look him up. He's funny as fuck. I like Jessica said hypoxia. Okay, real talk, real quick. You know, Angry Elf. We go way back. We've climbed some hills in our day. We've jumped from planes in our day.
Yep.
That shit ain't no joke. Going up the mountains, for real. It's called the Cog Railway, the train. You take it up. I got to the top and I'm like, hey, come on, what kind of pussy ass shit. I'm over here. I took one step off the train. I went, and it's like, no, for real. I stepped off the train. I'm like, okay, I can feel like a little bit of pressure, a little off, but I'm fine. And there was like there's like a winding walkway you could take up to like the visitor center stuff. And then, but I also saw there was like a couple rocks, and I'm like, oh, shortcut, baby. Like there's a couple rocks I could just. So I'm like, blink, 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 blink. No more than 6-7 feet. I'm dead serious. No more than 6 feet. And I was dying. I was like, that was the dumbest. There's a reason there is a soft walking path that winds up, because I jumped up like 6-7 feet of rocks, and I was dizzy. I was having trouble breathing. I was like, and everybody's like, you got to get the donuts. The donuts up here are amazing. And I'm like, I'm dying. I'm literally dying right now. I can't think of donuts. Anyway.
Did you see the advertisements? I didn't see it until I went back through the Denver airport on Friday. But they sell cans of air, that you can
Yes.
put over your face.
Yes.
And I'm sitting
Yes.
there, I'm like, why am I just seeing this now? I
Yes.
needed this for the last 2 weeks. I was out here.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny that there's a picture of me in a corner somewhere going take it because I was dying. I was dying. What happened to my voice? What did happen to my voice? Dude, I didn't realize I just got off the plane like 2 hours ago. I didn't realize how pink I
Yeah.
am. My God, I
You're
look like a
pink on the,
lobster.
yeah.
I got a little boil going on. I gotta turn the lights up or something. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, Keith said, want to feel dangerous? Drive down it. The brakes be hurting. Yeah,
Okay.
that's for
Okay.
real. Go ahead. I know you got one. I know you got one. Go ahead.
Oh, my Pikes Peak story. So I just spent the last 2 weeks out there for work.
Mm.
2 weekends ago, we went up Pikes Peak in a Tahoe. We got about 600 meters from the top, and we chickened the shit out. I mean, no kidding. At points, you couldn't see the road over the nose of the vehicle, and when you looked out the windows, it looked like you were in an airliner. So we turned around. On the way down, our brakes were cooking so bad. The guy that was sitting in the front seat said that the inside of the Tahoe smelled like brand new Jordans. Like, and so we didn't get our brakes checked. Apparently, there's a checkpoint. You're supposed to stop, and they're supposed to scan your brakes to see, if they're overheating. We didn't do that. One of our friends who was like 2 hours behind us, he got checked, and his brakes were like well over 400 degrees. We're like, dude, like it. We hopped out at that the lower visitor center just to kind of collect ourselves, and it was like, holy jeez, you smell that? God, man. And so
Sorry, I
I'm
shit my
sitting, oh
pants.
yeah,
I shit my pants
yeah,
on the way
pretty
down.
much. Oh yeah. Oh, when I got back to the hotel, I was like, nope, nope, I'm not going out of this hotel for a while.
Oh man, yeah, dude. We were there for a couple days and we crammed so much shit into that trip because there's for those that have ever been to the Colorado Springs area, Colorado, it's like Garden of the Gods.
Yep.
We did Pikes Peak, we did Royal Gorge, which is like check out my Facebook page. I put out or any of the social media. I put pictures on, but it's like the tallest. What is it? The tallest bridge in North America. At one point, it was the tallest bridge in the world up until I think
Okay.
2003 or something like that. And then China built a higher one. But Royal Gorge, that was intense walking over that bridge, which it's just wooden planks and a couple of the areas that you could tell they've like redone them. They didn't find wooden planks of the same size to replace it. So there are large gaps where you could look straight down. And there's no net. There's no safety. It is just a straight plummet to the bottom of the gorge. And yeah, that was fun.
The way I didn't go do that, but the way you're describing the thought that's coming to my mind is the end of Temple of Doom. And what's the guy's name? Shaka Khan or whatever it is. Oh, you could see it in hell, and he freaking chops it. And the bridge goes.
Very similar, a little more modern, but very similar. Very similar. More steel and things, but the planks you are walking over are just wood planks, and that are bolted into the steel. Whatever. Yeah, it is. He said you can see the dents on the train tracks below. Get it? Because you fall. Boom. Anyway, what's up, Heath? How you guys doing? Oh man, yes, Pete. I made the show. I know. Ton, man, what's up, dude? And throwback. Herbert over on YouTube said, "Look at these two handsome young men. God bless you.
I thank you.
God bless you. I mean, it's all lies, but God bless you. I appreciate it. I appreciate
It's
it.
all makeup, modern special effects.
Yes. I have a de-aging filter and a beautification filter. It's working extra hard tonight, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Man, couple things. First off, I come back because I told you I just got in like 2 hours ago, and I find a package, and I can't show my address, obviously, but
Is it your enlargement pills?
no. better. It's God, I love being a member of the press now because they just send you shit. So you're a little bit of a movie buff, right? I know like Nemo's really the movie guy, but you're a bit of
Right, right.
a movie guy.
Yeah,
Do you
I can hold my own.
remember H.P. Lovecraft's classic tale of horror, Reanimator? Yeah,
Yeah,
Reanimator. This
that's a
is the
classic.
40th anniversary remaster in Blu-ray. I got an early release copy, and it has the
Years.
unrated version as well as the integral version. Integral version with
Really?
with newly produced bonus features, legacy bonus features. It says it's 1985, bro. 1985. Restored in gory 4K. 40 years ago, a brilliant but twisted medical student named Herbert West pushed the boundaries of life and death with a serum that reanimates the dead, and horror cinema was forever changed. Shocking, grotesque, and darkly comedic, director Stuart Gordon's Reanimator combined Lovecraftian horror with groundbreaking effects to deliver an experience unlike anything audiences had seen when it first erupted onto screens in 1985. Confronted by both acclaim and shock, Reanimator quickly cemented its place in cult classic and a defining work in horror, standing the test of time as a bold, unforgettable exploration of science gone horribly wrong. There you go. This is the 4K remaster, restored in gory 4K, approved by Brian Yunza. I did not pay for this. This was given to me. And it is now up for grabs in our next giveaway. So, this amazing, which how awesome is it? There's no barcode, man. This is not a store copy. There's no barcode. This is not something you can buy in stores at the moment, at least. So we'll be giving this copy away. So this will be added to the pile of giveaway stuff. Whose leg did you hump to get that? Oh, God bless. If it was only that easy. Funny enough, real talk, because I've always been upfront with this audience, always have been transparent. The more stuff I do, the more networking that happens, the more stuff that gets presented to me, and it just, the cycle repeats. So basically, like how this came about was through a connection I made at New York Comic Con. It's like a movie PR company, and then they reached out and they're like, "Do you want a review copy?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why would I say no?" And they're like, "Sweet, we'll send you one." I was like, "All right, cool." And in my head,
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna put that out there, man. Let's see. Just checking the chats. So yeah. Also, one other thing I did. Can I talk about that? No.
I don't know. Can you?
No. I'll talk to you about it offline. No, that one, I had a meeting while, because why was I out in Colorado? And this is the truth. Was it's my son's birthday's coming up, and we always tell him, like, dude, if you want a big party, we throw a big party. If you want to do something else, right, save that money instead of renting out, some jungle gym playhouse. Like, we take that money and we could do a trip. And so he's big into trains, and he goes, I wanna, and we, we're on the East Coast. We've done all the trains from New York to New Jersey to Pennsylvania to West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. Like, we've every train museum, we've done it all. We've done Gettysburg and all these places. So he goes, I want to do something on the West Coast. I want to do something, on the other side of the country. And we're like, all right, cool. And then it just so happens that my wife's sister is stationed out in Colorado Springs. And so we were like, well, let's do kill two birds with one stone. There's a lot of really popular train stuff out there, and we can visit some family, save money. We don't need a hotel. We crash at their place. And, but while I was out there, I also was able to take a meeting that will be Important.
changer?
It'll be important later on. Down the road. It'll circle back, and then I'll bring up. Remember that time I said I had that meeting? Let's see. Would you ever stream the game blueprints and discuss your thought process? What's up, the king and me? Talking about blueprints, the video game. Let me tell you something. I'm going to try really hard not to get sidetracked because I could talk about blueprints, the game, for, oh my God, it's game of the year. I'm telling you, we're in early May. I've been playing it since mid-April. Early game of the year contender. Hands down, it's that fucking good. I love it. I've been obsessed with it. I've played it. God, I think I've already put 80 hours on that game, I want to say. It's only been out a couple weeks. And shit, I'd be well over 100 if I wasn't the last 5 days in Colorado. But anyway.
You should have gotten one of those, what do they call it? The backbones or whatever?
Man, I thought about it. But it's my kid's birthday trip. I had to be, a good parent and, engaged with the family and shit like that. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about on the airplane. Because it was a good, 3-4 hour airplane ride?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 4 hours, I think. 3, 4 hours. But anyway, so yes. Would I stream the game? I would. I really would. I need to figure out how to roll this stuff over into gaming in the sense of like, I have a personal Xbox and all that. I don't want to be streaming out my personal, putting my personal, username and all that out there. And CQ, check your connection to your mic. My mic not working? Yeah, my mic's working fine. I see the thing lighting up. People talking about it.
You're doing fine over there.
I'm doing fine. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I want to set up like a pop culture warrior gaming channel or account or whatever you want to call it. So I got to figure that out. But yes, I do. That's one of those games I'd love to stream and like talk through my process. Cause I've been told, and again, it's going to sound like a humble brag. I've been told that I have a very unique way of playing games. Like the way I think through problems within games, or the way the tactics I use are very interesting, or how I break it down. Like, cause I play Madden, I play shooters, I play all types of stuff, puzzle games, and just the way I go about things, I've been told is unique and interesting. So I gotta work on it. I'm juggling a lot of things right now, but I do want to get to that.
You got a lot of balls in your hands.
I have so many balls I'm massaging right now. I mean, juggling. Should I actually play Egress? Egress. Do I know Egress?
I'm looking it up. Egress game. It's on. It's on Steam.
Oh man.
Is this the 2018 game they're talking about?
It must be. Must be. That's
it looks like a game. It's multiplayer co-op.
Well, while you're looking at that, the King Smith just said, I just checked. You have 83.9 hours on that game alone. Get a life.
Yeah. Okay.
Takes one to know one. Who are you talking?
Yep.
King Smith, who's actively online Xbox right now. I can see through my notifications. Can't be talking. Yeah, was it pot calling the kettle black, kettle calling the pot black? Something like that. I don't know.
Pot calling kettle black. Yeah.
He says, I have 19 hours and I'm playing right now.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump those up.
Bump those numbers up, son. Rookie numbers. Got to catch up. Okay, so I talked about that. Talked about that. Man, so there are certain things that I want to talk about so bad. Oh, I want to talk about so bad. Oh, I want to talk about so bad. But I
Just let
can't
it go.
until
Just let it go.
middle of
Let it
June, let's say. Um,
June?
middle of June. One cool thing,
Yeah.
and this is coming out of the conversation I had. Can I talk about this yet? I have there's a contract here. I'm just checking the dates from 5/4 until 5/31. Okay. I think I can talk about it. Ice, if you're out there, don't get mad at me if I talk about this. I'm not supposed to. I have. Insomniac says I have 215 hours on Drive Beyond Horizons. Damn, son, you really like that game. I mean, I try to get into driving games, and I can do it for a little bit, but after like 10 hours, I'm like, I want to get out of the car and do something. I want to get out and just walk
I'm
around or
not. I'm
something.
not a. Yeah, I'm not a driver. I mean, I've like what was it? No. What was the last one?
Yeah,
Arkham,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Arkham City.
Arkham
Arkham Knight.
Knight. Yeah.
When you had to drive the Batmobile, like it was one thing to shoot at the tanks. It was another thing when you had to do those racing challenges for the Riddler. No, no
Yeah.
thanks.
You know what I really appreciate is the he says it's not a driving game. Oh, I thought drive drive beyond horizon. Oh, now I'm gonna have to look that up because I swore that was a racing game, or a driving game. No, I like driving games. When I think they're at their best is
Yeah.
like these simulators, like the ones
Yeah.
that have like, you have the chair and you have the fucking steering wheel and the pedals and
Yep.
the wraparound, and or even better yet, like the VR headset so you can like look around and stuff, and
Yep.
like that's, but you're talking tens of thousands of dollars setups. When I went to
Oh
E3
yeah.
in 2017, they had this like $50,000 rig that you could sit in and test drive. And oh man, that shit was, because like as you rev the engine, it's like like the
Yep.
whole chair vibrates. Every turn you
Yep.
would take, it would lean, and oh man, that
Oh
I
yeah.
was like,
Some of, some of those games, like you've heard of DCS, right?
mm-hmm.
That flying. Yeah, I've seen some people that have like got rigs that are like real modern fighter jet cockpits, and some of them take it like to the full extent. I saw one guy, he's got he plays as Maverick, so he's got a Maverick helmet that's got the VR goggles in place, and just the whole thing. And I'm just looking at this thing, and I'm like, dude, that's too complex. Like you almost have to know how to fly the jet in of itself. Just
Yeah.
give me my Ace Combat.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, okay, I just looked it up. Drive Beyond Horizon. I saw this. I saw this on a stream actually. It's that
Yeah.
game where you're building a car,
Right.
driving it out until it's like almost what's that other game? You're trying to stay alive and you're scavenging. It's almost like Fallout if you had a car and we're driving
No, that
around.
sounds like Mad Max, the Mad Max
Kinda,
game they
yeah,
released like
kinda.
almost 10 years ago.
Kinda similar. But yeah, no, I've seen streamers playing it, and it looks interesting because it's very weird in that, like, because you can literally pick up pieces of random like bumper and fender and like fucking weld it to your car and
Right.
make your car this thing and then do all these things. So uh yeah, that I know now. I know what he's talking about. Let's see. They know American Pro Trucker. All you need is a PS2.
Well,
Oh man, you guys are funny. Um, God, man, I've totally, yeah, y'all have got me totally off my fucking. I don't know where we are. Were we live? Have we started the show? I've lost where we're at. Is
yeah,
this thing on?
yes, it's on. We started 25 minutes ago. Yes, that. That's why you have me
Ah,
here to keep you on tack.
oh
Yes, life is good.
God. Jesus Christ. What are you talking about, Jessica, with TMNT and Shredder in the back? Man, where's my, can I zoom out? Yeah, I can zoom out. Where's my TMNT? There, if you can see it, right? The lights, you can't really see it. I have a four set of the my Ninja Turtles up there.
Yep.
Which, by the way, speaking of stuff from the 80s, check out this newest pop culture warrior design, the Zero Flux Given t-shirt. Zero Flux Given. Obviously a throw to the EO flux capacitor. If you want one of these great shirts, and they're in all colors, not just this weird like orangey one I went with because I just wanted the colors to pop. But yeah, available in all colors and sizes.
And whose idea was it?
This was Mad
Again,
Mike's idea.
Mad Mike.
Give
Yes.
Mad Mike his
You gotta
credit.
Yes.
Mad Mike came up with the idea for Zero Flux Given, and you
I
can
haven't
find it
designed a shirt yet.
pcwgear.shop. pcwgear.shop. GI was nerd. You know what? Takes one to know one. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
You can't look
If
at the
you're watching
background.
this show and you're not a nerd, what are you doing?
You're in the wrong place if you're watching this show.
Yeah.
What else? My God. Which reminds me, I still haven't scratched. I have my Back to the Future lottery scratcher ticket. I gotta scratch that. Put that over there.
Is that a Maryland scratcher?
Yeah, believe it. Okay, let's see if I can get this on the camera. There we go. There it is. But it's got the Maryland logo. Apparently, it was only available in Maryland. Yeah, I know. Weird.
How long ago did you grab that? Because while I'm here, might as well.
I mean, yeah, they should still be in the stores. I think I got it like a week or two ago, but it should still be there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to go find some lotto tickets.
Yeah, man, they're great, and these are cheap. They're like $2. They're $2 each. If you win, do you get rich in the future like Biff? Yes. I open a casino, and I basically become an allegory for Donald Trump. Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
That is correct. Oof. I'm going to sidestep that whole conversation. Did y'all talk about New Avengers or whatever it is? Oh yes, let's dabble. Let's dabble here.
Shall we?
For anyone, hang on. Let's see. I have a button for this.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
For anyone who has not seen the latest Marvel movie, Thunderbolts, and with an asterisk, and you do want to see it and you don't want to be spoiled, I have this right here. Spoiler alert. And I will take it off when we are done in the spoiler range of the you know what? First, before we get into spoilers, I love the film. I think it was great. I want to say it is the highlight of the last like 3 phases of movies. Taking out like Deadpool and Wolverine, because I really don't feel like wasn't really a Marvel movie as much as it was.
That was made by people outside of the system.
Right.
Same thing with Spider-Man No Way Home.
Correct. So I want to say, going back to Endgame, I think probably the best Marvel movie since Endgame, right? Removing the Sony Spider-Mans, removing Deadpool and Wolverine, just purely MCU movies. I definitely think it was the best one. So let's talk about it in a non-spoilery way first, which is, I think it had great action. I think the characters were really done. I feel like everyone had a time to shine for the most part. Yeah. We did great with established characters. We introduced some new characters. All good. The settings were good. Realistically, I was thinking back to the movie. Realistically, there's only like 3 set pieces. Like, if you think about it, we'll talk about it in the more spoilery side of this, but it's really only like 3 big set pieces, which was cool. That I felt like that kept the movie a little more contained and a little more
Yeah.
uh, dialed into the story. Like anything, there's always a few nitpicks here and there. We'll get to that into the spoilery stuff. I'm Spider-Woman too. Thanos was right. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you, buddy. What else can we say non-spoilery? I'm excited for the
I like
future.
how
Go ahead.
I will say this. Unlike some of the last couple Marvel movies, um, one, we didn't hear about extensive reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, two, the narrative, it did not seem kind of like it was jumping around, or how Disney, especially between these bigger tentpole movies, they like to do what scrapbooking. Well, they'll film a whole bunch of scenes and then try to put it together in post. You didn't get that feeling.
It felt pretty
This movie,
cohesive. Yeah.
yes, this movie, I just looked up the budget. It was reportedly right now is 180 and $180 million. And you know what? I kind of feel like I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think it didn't feel bloated. It didn't feel crazy. And if,
CGI was to a minimum. Like there wasn't a
yeah,
heavy reliance on CGI for the most part.
yeah,
This is not spoiling anything because it's like in the trailers and it's also the first few minutes. There's a scene of Yelena jumping off the second tallest building in the world. Like she did that. Florence Pugh did that. Now,
yeah,
obviously, she was on strings and harnesses and all that stuff. But like,
yeah,
there's great behind the scenes footage of her like standing on the
yeah.
edge of the building, and they're like,
She,
"All right, jump," and she's like,
and
"Wee."
she had to go convince the bigwigs to allow her to
Yeah,
do it, because they were like, "Oh, no, 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 no," and she
yeah,
was like, "No, I'm doing this."
yeah. So
So
yeah,
that,
there
I mean,
wasn't an over reliance on CGI and things like that, which I think if it felt way more grounded. But yeah, I mean, it's Phil says it looks like the Marvel version of the Mystery Men from the 90s. Kind of. I would say it's very similar to like Suicide Squad as far as kind
yeah,
of tone and overall story. I think yeah, for me it just it tickled the right parts of my brain. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's been a while since I came out of a Marvel movie. Let's be honest. The last couple Marvel movies, you come out and you go, "Yeah, that was a movie. That was
yep,
that was by definition that was a movie." I sat down and I saw it. It was a movie, and nothing where I'm like, "Man, I can't wait to see that again." And this was a movie where I was like, "Oh, that was an experience. Like I went through something, and
yep.
I'm looking forward to watching it again. Like to see what did I miss? What little things in the background and whatnot. Lots of little Easter eggs and things." So now that I've said all that, I'm putting up the spoiler warning because we're going to talk about this movie because I really want to talk
Mhm.
about this movie. First and foremost, I'm going to give it 3, 2, 1. I'm just giving people a chance to get out while they can, or at least lower the volume. You don't have to get out; just lower the volume, and then we'll wrap this up as quick as we can. But the big thing coming out of this movie is Thunderbolts as a title with the asterisks was obviously due to their coming out of it being named the New Avengers. Okay. Which Keith said, "I just came back because I thought you were done." I said lower the volume until the warning goes away.
That, but you know what? Wait, that you can't even contact or
Yeah,
say that's a
it's all
spoiler.
over social media now. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
they've already clarified the movie's not officially retitled to the New Avengers, but
Marketing wise,
it's everywhere.
it's a
Yeah,
gimmick. It's a
marketing
gimmick.
wise, it's everywhere.
Yeah. Which is a funny if you've seen the post credit scene, whatever. There's the whole thing about trademarking, and so now if you go
Oh yeah,
to Marvel's like fucking social medias, it's like New Avengers, and there's a trademark symbol on it, which I thought was
nice.
hilarious because it's like it's very litigious bunch. But yeah, so first off, I was. I mean, I don't want to say I was right because everybody saw it coming. Taskmaster wasn't going to survive in this movie. Um,
Nope.
Went out a lot sooner than I anticipated, and
And went out
like a
just
bitch, like a
yeah,
punk ass bitch.
yeah.
Like I wanted to see that moment from the comic books of Sentry just going fucking bananas, just ripping someone in half.
Yeah.
But
No.
I get why they didn't do it because they needed to keep him more like the lovable, like, oh, we can hug it out and
A Bob.
love him back. Um, and so that's why we avoided that. It's like technically nothing that was done in the movie uh wasn't undone outside of Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Um,
Did anybody really like that version of the Taskmaster?
No, no. And I think I saw somewhere someone said like this gives us the perfect opportunity to reestablish the character and do it correctly,
That's what I was thinking.
which
That's what
is
I was thinking. That
I hope
yeah.
I hope when we get to like Secret Wars and all that and Battle World and we know we're getting all different versions of different people and shit like that. I hope we get a comic accurate Taskmaster because
Yeah.
he's a really cool character. Really, really
He
cool
is.
character when done correctly. So, yeah. Um, what else? Spoilery. Obviously, we all knew that Bob was going to be Sentry. We knew that.
Yeah.
There was no, there's nobody on Earth that was surprised by that. It's
Nope.
a
Did you did you this is not spoilery, but did you
Mhm.
hear that Lewis Pullman, when he came on board to play this character, requested that they name the character something else because he was Bob in Top Gun Maverick,
Yeah,
and now he's Bob over in the MCU.
yeah.
It's like, can
I,
I get away from this name? Nope.
I mean, yeah. It's silly, yes, but I mean, in the comics, he was Robert. He was Robert Reynolds. And so Bob, it makes sense.
They
Although
could
he
have
could have
called
went
him
with,
Robbie.
you could have called it with Robbie, something like that. Um, I think that's just funny. What really throws me is, and here's the thing, I think Lewis Pullman did a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah.
Really think he did a great job of really playing this hardened character, and then the modality switch of like now I'm the greatest and all of it. I think all that was great. Who remembers a couple of months ago when that character was supposed to be Stephen Yun? Stephen Yun from The Walking Dead was
Yeah.
supposed to play Bob.
Yeah.
And it was due to all the delays and shooting and all that, like, cause he was
From the writing
contractually, he
shit.
was in, like, it even broke that. Like he tried on the suit and everything. He looked good.
Yeah.
there's leaked art of him as the Sentry. And because of the delays in shooting, and he had another gig lined up with Beef season 2, and so he had to back out, which I still say
Yep.
was him spoiling the fact that he was Sentry is why they kicked him out, but hearsay. Um,
Yeah.
I'm I think Lewis Pullman did such a good job with what was there that
Yep.
I'm curious what Steven would have done with it. Because I feel like that it would have been obviously it would have been the same character, same story, whatever. But like I've seen his acting. I think he's a great actor. I've seen him obviously in Walking Dead and in Beef and a bunch of other things. Um,
Yeah.
I just think the way he emotes, the way he acts, I think the character would have come off very differently. And I think the way that Lewis did it, I think it was very good. So I don't know. It's just something that rattles around the old brain of mine where I'm like, I wonder how that would have shaped up.
It would have been definitely yeah, it's always been like that, with other where oh, this person was supposed to play the character and then they dropped out and now we
Yeah.
got somebody else and it's like, well,
The
so
same with so in the movie, what's her name? De La Fontaine, fucking Julie Dreyfus's character.
mhm,
Her assistant is played by
yeah,
wonderful actress. She was in a bunch of things. I think her main thing was Miracle Workers. Like that was her big
mhm,
breakout. She wasn't supposed to play that role. That
nope,
role was originally I'm terrible with her name, Adeyanye or whatever it was. She was from
yeah,
The Bear. She's the black chick that
Yep.
co-stars in The Bear. That was supposed to be her role, but again, because of the delay in shooting and everything, she's committed
Yep.
to season whatever 4 of The Bear, so she had to drop out.
Mhm.
So it's interesting. It's interesting to see how these kind of things shape up. But everything else, I loved it, man. I dug it. I really think I was as surprised as anyone. Where in Captain America: Brave New World, like Bucky's a congressman now. What the fuck? Where did that shit come from?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
weird. But I'm glad they kind
That
of wrapped that story up here.
yeah. That's the only weird thing about some of these things. Like you you stop and you think and you're like, were there story beats? Was this stuff that they were trying to cook up for like a season 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Captain America and the Winter Soldier that didn't, materialize, and but they moved forward with several movies with it, so it's kind of like, fuck it, leave it in there. You know, I don't know.
GI Low out there trolling. I love it. He says, I saw Thunderbolts, was confused why Warmonger came back. There was 2 of him and he was fighting vampires. Yeah, because, Sinners is in theaters also, and that was starring Michael B. Jordan, who was, it wasn't Warmonger. What was he? He was Killmonger. Killmonger.
Killmonger,
In the, in, it was, what was it when he,
Black Panther.
well, yeah, no, I was thinking like in the What If series, he became like, he had some
Oh,
other alter
he,
ego,
he
the
became
Infinity Monger or
he
some shit
got
like
the
that.
yeah, he got the Infinity Gauntlet for a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's funny. Um, we'll wrap up the spoiler thing with, obviously the big thing is, okay, why it was gone from Thunderbolts to New Avengers, uh, Taskmaster dying fucking immediately, Sentry, all that stuff we knew. We kind of guessed and knew. The
Yeah.
big thing coming out of all that is the second post-credit teaser, which goes officially as the longest post-credit scene of all time, clocking in at just under 3
Yep.
minutes. What I loved about it was it's been a while since a end credit scene. Let me put my thoughts together here. Back in the day, we're talking
Mhm.
Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, the original Marvel movies. An end credit scene was used to hype up the next film, to
Next
hype
one.
up what was
Yep.
coming. And the reason they would put 2 is because there'd be one silly one and one like a teaser for the next thing.
Yep.
Post Endgame, a lot of these teasers either mean absolutely nothing, played for
Yep.
laughs, or just really, I think outside of maybe like the Marvels, say what you will about the film, that end credit scene bringing back, Kelsey Grammer's Beast and all that kind of,
Mhm.
we know is leading to something. But it just, the end credit scenes just haven't had the same punch, the same
Yep.
je ne sais quoi that they did. And I feel like this again is a return to what we love about the MCU. We pay off a lot of, this movie while also leading up to the next movie. And it makes sense when you find out this was not shot by the same team that did the movie. This was actually shot by the Russos, and realistically is not even a credit scene. It is a straight up scene from Doomsday. It's a scene from the
Yeah.
next Avengers movie, which is, I think, what we saw in, God, what movie was it that we saw a straight up scene from the next film? Oh, man, I was on the tip
It
of my tongues.
was it was what came before Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
Right,
Uh was it Ant-Man?
right.
I think it was
Yes,
Ant-Man, but there was a straight up it was the scene between Sam, Cap, and Bucky when they were trying to figure out, is he
yes,
the brainwashed
yes.
Bucky or was this Bucky?
Yes,
And
and that was straight out of the next movie. So
yep.
yeah, it's been a while since we had that. And real quick side note, because Alicia is here, she wants to point out, Lord, y'all up here talking about movies while the Earth is imploding. A, no argument. The world's on fire right now. B, this is our escape from that. This is
Yes.
this is the escape from all the world. Yeah, the world is a shitty place, and that's true for most days. It's just especially these days. But yes, this is our escape from it. This is where we get to fangirl out a bit and talk about fun stuff. If you want to talk about the world exploding, every other show on this station all week can talk about that. But
Yeah.
we try to
Mainly the Monday
Monday,
show.
Thursdays,
Um,
bit of Wednesdays.
yeah,
You know,
Sergeant's Time.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
mean,
and all the
depending
memes and all the
depending
things and all the stories and all the posts. But this
I mean,
2 hour
depending on how
block is your escape.
I mean, your viewpoint on sports, maybe Sunday night,
Yeah,
if
maybe
King decides to
if
turn
he
on
does
his
if he does a
computer,
show.
or if
Yep.
he can turn on his computer. Zip.
Which, speaking of King, I'm over here getting text messages about the game blueprints. It's like, fuck this game.
All right.
I love
If
it.
we want to talk about the world imploding
Yeah.
and bring it into the pop culture scape,
Yeah.
um, our
Hold off
illustrious.
because I want to wrap up the spoilerish of
Oh,
the
sorry,
fucking
sorry.
because
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
wrap that up. So lastly, we jump ahead 14 months, new Avengers,
Yep.
they're doing their thing. I love the fact that we're already getting kind of a Civil War-esque split between these new Avengers and whatever Sam Wilson's doing with his team. I'm all for it. We talked about this previously where I was like, bring
Yep.
in Mighty Avengers, bring in just Avengers if you really want to, like, we're the Avengers. Like, we're the Avengers. Instead of it being Avengers, it's the Avengers. Or, and then we talked about, like, Nick Fury can come up with Secret Avengers or Young Avengers because we know he's working with Kamala Khan and setting up the Young Avengers. So I love all this. And it goes right into my prediction that leading into Secret War, much like an Infinity War, it's going to be a lot of the heroes not on the same page. And because of that, is going to cause a divide that ends up losing the day, which will then, I'm sorry, that was in Doomsday, and then which will eventually lead into Secret Wars, where they have to all come together in order to save the day rightfully. So that's just my prediction. But we end that teaser with the music of the Fantastic Four. And we see the ship and we see the four, which it's not in that scene, but it's so funny. I was watching an interview with what's his name, Wyatt and Sebastian Stan, Bucky, and they go, they're like, and he's like, he goes, did the thing that we did made it into the cut? He goes, no, I didn't make it in the cut. He's like, oh man, one really wanted it in the cut, and the other one really didn't want it in the cut. But it's basically, it's like, what's the for? What's that? Or is it, what's that for? Or something like that. What's that for? And the joke was like, is he saying what's that for? Or like, what is that for? And it's them. And he goes, it was too much of like, who's on first? They're like, it was a bit silly gag. And it was Wyatt Russell really loved it. He's like, I thought it was hilarious. And Sebastian says like, no, that was stupid. It was dumb.
Can we talk about Wyatt Russell for just a moment?
Are we
is
still
my
in
new
spoiler
man
territory? Because we can get the spoiler off.
Yeah, we can take the spoilers off.
All right, we're gonna wrap up this spoiler segment. Go ahead.
He's my new man crush. Like everything that he has done recently, dude, I'm there for it. Like, the first time I didn't realize this, but do you remember that nice little movie that his dad did named Soldier?
Yes.
They've done this twice. I didn't realize this until recently. Wyatt Russell played a younger version of Kurt Russell's character in Soldier. And then, have you seen the Apple Plus show Monarch?
Yes. Yep.
They pulled that same stunt again throughout that entire series. Wyatt plays the young version of that character, and Kurt Russell plays the old version of that character. I love it. He is awesome. He is such a good actor. Um, I now want I want a U.S. Agent movie, not just a team movie, not an ensemble movie. I want him to have his own damn movie, or
A
he needs
U.S.
to
Agent
fight.
movie?
Yes, give him a U.S. Agent movie. Give him something that's kind of like, I don't know. He goes off on a mission to kind of redeem himself, to prove that he is a superhero. He's, because, you saw it all through, well, mainly it was in Falcon the Winter Soldier. He kind of screws up big time, and that's how he loses the title of Captain America, and he gets recruited as uh, U.S.
U.S.
agent.
agent. Yeah.
Um,
I do think that the MVP of the movie goes to Yelena Belova's, or Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova. I think she's great. I do think Wyatt Russell gets a really good time to shine in that, like, he is the good guy. No, how do I say this? He's still an asshole. He's still very much an asshole. Well, it's not doing,
yes.
like, in his head, like, I'm the good guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's very much he's like, I'm very much Captain America, but he's just a huge asshole. Like, it's awesome.
Why I really like that character? I see a lot of myself in that character because I won't lie. I have a really big heart, but I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're you know, don't don't upset me because I'll piss in your canteen. And I've done that.
um, so all in all, really like the movie. Um, I, to wrap up the Marvel discussion,
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed because I feel like Marvel has been killing it with a lot of the stuff that they're doing lately, promotional wise. But I
Yeah.
feel that it's out of order in that,
Mm-hmm.
like, when we did the tease, okay, Doomsday's coming, and boom, reveal Robert Downey Jr. is back as Doom. And I'm like, I feel like we could have pushed that back. We do the announcement trailer of, like, who's gonna be in Doomsday, but by process of elimination, you see certain people mentioned and certain people not. It gives you kind of clues of who might make it out and who might not make it out of Thunderbolts. Again,
Yeah.
I love that they did that, but do it after Thunderbolts. Like, these two did post Thunderbolts. So I love the
They
stuff
should
they're doing, just not in the order in which they're doing it. Is the
they
frustrating
should have
part.
done it. They should have done it at this year's San Diego Comic-Con.
Absolutely.
They sh- they should have done all that at this year's San. It feels like that they are rushing to
They're
get stuff out.
Yeah, they're trying to buy back goodwill, is what it feels like. They're trying to get people hyped,
Yeah.
and before they lose the momentum. But here, just imagine, if you will, ladies and gentlemen at home, close your eyes. Just go with me. Imagine, if you will. They announced, yes, we're doing Avengers Doomsday, right? And that's the announcement. We're doing Avengers Doomsday. We're doing Avengers Secret Wars. That's the announcement. Okay, cool. Thunderbolts comes out. Won't spoil it. XYZ happens, whatever. Coming out of that, they do their next announcement, like the cast of Doomsday, and they do that whole chair reveal that they did, except at the end, on the last chair, instead of having the actor's name, it just says Doom, right? And you're like, oh shit, like, they're not telling us who is Doom. Then you get to San Diego Comic-Con, and then we know you guys have been clamoring about it. We know you guys have been fan casting. Let's introduce Doom. And then you get Robert Downey to rip off the mask, and you're like, holy shit. And I feel like that would have perpetuated the momentum and kept it. Right now, it's
Yeah.
just a little buckshot. It's a little scattershot. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for
Yep.
it, but
Here's one thing, and I don't know if you saw it, but did you see the interview from Jeremy Renner recently talking about,
yeah,
trying to get him to come back for season 2, and I don't want to, ill will, but
yeah.
with that interview, I don't think he's in any of
I
these new
don't think he's
Avengers
coming
films.
back. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back. So for those that didn't see it, Jeremy Renner's kind of went out publicly and did some podcast interviews and things. He's promoting a book. Which is what you do. You and
Yeah.
I swear there's a PR somewhere going like, let's let's get some juice on this book. Like, let's say something,
Yep.
that's gonna rile up the nerds. And he basically said, look, the reason there's no Hawkeye season 2 is because he's like, I wanted to do it. I was ready to go. He had his incident where he got ran over by a snow machine and died and got put back together. But he goes, now that I'm clear, and he's out there shooting like, was it Mayor of Kingstown and all these things.
Yep.
He
His
said,
show,
look,
yep.
I wanted to do it. They came to me and pitched me season 2, but they offered me half the money of season 1,
Yep.
which, again, we're not in those rooms. We can't speculate on why. Like, maybe he's gonna have a much smaller role in it. You know what I mean? Maybe he's only really cameoing. I don't know. So we don't know why. Obviously, he didn't like that, and he told him to basically go get fucked. And so for that
Yeah.
reason, we're not getting a Hawkeye season 2. Which, again, and I think you could do a Hawkeye season 2 without Jeremy Renner. I think you could, because the whole point of it was that he kind of handed it off to. They can do the old school of like, it's all about Kate Bishop, and she's like, oh, hey, Hawkeye, what you up to? And like do the whole like he's off screen and never addressed, kind of thing. But I don't know, man. I feel for him, because he's his thing was like, oh, because you think I'm half the Jeremy, you're gonna give me half the price now, and I was like, I don't think that's.
No, no.
Oh.
Well, see, here's the other thing. So they've announced that obviously RDJ is coming back. They say Chris Evans is coming back.
Rumored.
Both of those actors are supposedly playing at least 4 different variations of whatever characters.
Rumored, yeah, allegedly.
Rumored. Of course, yes. We're in rumor territory. What's his face? The Hulk.
Oh, Mark
Bruce
Ruffalo.
Banner.
Yeah.
Is Mark? I can't remember.
Mark Ruffalo.
So many names.
Yeah. Well, which one are you talking about? Because you got Lou Ferrigno, you got Eric Bana, you got Edward Norton.
Mark Ruffalo.
You got so many.
Mark Ruffalo. I can't remember. Is he coming back? I can't remember all these names.
Yeah, him and Tatiana Maslany, who did She-Hulk. She's coming back as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Scarlett Johansson coming back?
She hasn't been announced. Again, there's rumor that the original 6 will be involved, but the only confirmed is Thor and Robert Downey Jr. Like, those are the only 2 of the original 6 that are confirmed. There's a lot of speculation that Black Widow will be back, and Hawkeye will be back, and Captain America will be back, and so there's a lot of speculation. But here's the thing: you don't have to. There's so many fucking characters in the MCU now, and even between now and then, they're introducing even more, because we got Wonder Man coming. You got there's so much.
See, here's the other thing. All these characters are supposedly all come back, and this movie's going to get bloated. Like, I've already heard rumors that the supposed budget of this film is astronomical.
Yeah.
I heard one that basically said that the only way this film could remotely break even. Now, granted, we don't know the exact.
Breaks all the records.
But the biggest, highest budget and all this stuff. But it would require making $1 billion to break even.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine a $950,000 or $950 million box office draw, and technically
It's a loss.
Avengers Doomsday is a flop because it made that much money, but because the budget was so ballooned?
We wouldn't call it a flop. We would just say that it's a net negative. It lost money in theaters.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a flop unless you had like a the Marvel situation where it just didn't do anything.
Or Snow White.
Yeah, that's flop isn't even a word for what happened to Snow White. No, and this is something I've said years ago, which is, you don't need super popular names attached to stuff.
Nope.
Yes, it will bring notoriety and it'll bring their fans and things like that, but it also means that every time they're back on screen, it costs even more money. And then again, it costs even more money. Because even if they negotiate, like, oh yeah, my first, second, third appearance is going to be nominally cheap. When you get that big budget you know, huge magnanimous grouping of everybody. It's gonna be so expensive. It's gonna be so damn expensive. And then you don't anyway. We could go on the whole tangent about this. Point is, I'm excited for Marvel. I'm excited for what they're doing. I will be at San Diego Comic Con this year, and I will hopefully get some inside knowledge or dirt or something. There's so much. Anyway, we've talked enough about Marvel. We've talked about the other big thing that I know a lot of people are out there hyping up is we have out of the blue gotten a new trailer for GTA 6 and a quote unquote official release date of May 26, 2026. I said this to someone earlier. I'll believe it when I'm holding it in my hands. Cause I just I don't know, man. I don't know. Something tells me we're not getting it May 26th. I don't know. I call it skepticism, call it whatever.
I well, one, what did the army teach you? Believe nothing what you hear and only half of what you see. Two, in this day and age, with what is going on, like on the collector's side of the world right now, everybody's kind of holding their breaths because where do a lot of these things, all those things that are sitting behind you, all these things that I collect, where do they all come from? China.
China.
And, you know, and where do those games get made? They don't get made in the United States. I think I think it's probably one of those things where the disc is made in one place, the
Yeah.
game is
When you say
burnt.
made, do you talking about coding? Are we talking about like manufacturing? Are we talking about like
I'm
pressing
talking
the
about the
discs?
disc is manufactured in one location,
Mhm.
and then the disc is shipped and coded in another location. Um, yeah, I the bottom line is I'm fairly certain it does not happen inside the continental United States, and it is going to be subject to potentially a delay. Um, yeah, I don't believe it. I,
I love it. Our boy Anubis out there says, if that's true, I'll watch Borderlands and Acolyte.
what that
If they hit
GTA
that date, if they release on May 26, 2026. Um that's funny. And yeah, then and Phil said it'll probably be $100. At this point, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if they're like the entry point for this game is $100, right? Like,
well,
we
look,
usually see the basic edition, then the deluxe edition, then the ultimate edition, then the gold edition, platinum, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if the base edition was not $100.
look what happened with the Switch, and then what happened the end of last week with Xbox.
Mhm.
Microsoft um, increased the price on all the hardware, and they set the games going forward. The only one that hasn't come back and said they're increasing prices yet is Sony. And you know, are they going to be the ones that don't increase their prices, or are they going to be the ones that do? I
I think they have enough bad publicity that they're like, you know what? Let's just wait for everyone else to say it first, and then we'll just
yeah.
limp in at the end and be like, "Hey, we're doing what everybody else is doing," because they've got enough bad publicity. Sony, God bless them, man. They've got enough bad publicity with everything else they got going on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody right now, everybody's got problems. I mean, shoot, the ter- these stupid tariffs, these stupid tariffs, the tariffs, they're coming after freaking our plastic crack. All right. They're coming after some other stuff. I mean, iPhones are what? I heard iPhones are now going to cost like what, $10,000 because of the
It's
tariffs? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
it's
It's probably
way
closer to
yeah.
three.
I
But
mean,
now, and this was the thing. A couple months ago, when the president came on board, he said he was going to help fix Hollywood and help bring movies being made back in Hollywood.
which is just a
Now,
dumb statement, but yeah, go ahead.
no, but now they're because outside of the United States, especially like you go to Great Britain, you get a lot of
Tax
tax credit.
incentives, yeah, tax breaks, yep.
Yes, exactly, for filming in the Great Britain. But now they're going to put 100% tariff on any film filmed outside of the United States. You got to be kidding me. So you mean to tell me that, for instance, let's say they make another Star Wars movie,
Hmm.
okay? For instance, Mando and Grogu movie, right? Let's say that part of that movie takes place on Hoth or an ice planet. Show me where in the United States. Okay, Alaska. Fine. But the point I'm getting at is there are
Bad
locations,
example.
bad
Show me
example, but you know
a
what I'm
desert wasteland. Oh wait, yeah, Nevada.
exactly. All right, fine.
Fine, we
But the
can't.
point I'm getting at
I
is,
get what you're saying, man. I do. I
you
do.
know,
Let's more realistic. Let's say we're gonna film a movie, and it's it's based in like the story takes place in Colombia or Brazil or something like that. I gotta shoot that
yeah,
in fucking Nebraska now because I'm not trying to get 100% tariffs on me. I'm all for, hey, let's bring back jobs, but incentivize, not
yeah,
punish. Like that,
right.
give them the reason they go to these places is because they are incentivized to do so. So say,
Yeah.
hey, you film here in America, 20% tax breaks, we'll give you whatever off the top and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And more people will do it, you know?
Here's the problem. And in the toy space, right? So one, companies like Hasbro have said that for the kids' toys, the children's toys, they are not going to increase the prices. What they're going to do is they're going to go after the collectors with the disposable income.
The
Fine.
kidults.
Yeah, go after the kidults. Fine, because we get it. We buy it because we want it, not because we need it. But the flip side is the toy industry. The toy industry is already struggling. The collector side is the adults are the only ones truly honestly keeping the toy industry alive because they compete with video games and
Tablets.
iPads and
Yeah.
iPhones and
Yeah.
things like that and all this other stuff. There's been talk that the toy industry could tank, especially after the comments that were made last week. Oh, maybe they won't have 30 dolls. Maybe they'll have two, and maybe it'll cost a couple more. Hey, when is the big time for the toy industry?
Yeah. Holidays. Yeah.
Christmas? Yeah. When are all these tariffs supposed to truly, honestly start hitting hard?
Yeah.
Starting like late summer, early fall.
Yeah.
I mean, some companies might survive, like Hasbro and Mattel, but some of these smaller companies, these as some like to call them, the big majors, or excuse me, the middle majors, you he's a goodbye.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how this is all gonna shake loose. I
I don't know.
There's a reason like Marvel shoots a shit ton of stuff in Georgia, in and around Atlanta, is because Georgia has some of the best tax breaks for
It's
filmmaking. Man, somebody, oh man, when I did that, I did a tour in Atlanta, and they called it. They're like, it wasn't Hollywood, it was, oh man, like like India's like Dollywood. There was another term
yeah,
for it, but it was like because so much Hollywood goes to Georgia and Atlanta
peach
specifically.
because Georgia's the home of the peaches.
I don't think that's
Holly
why it is.
Peach.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was something like, man, I'll think of it. It was such a great catchphrase, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Um, I don't know.
I don't know
It,
either.
it's I don't know how industries, which let's take all the politics out of it. Like you said,
Mhm.
just toy industry in and of itself, you know, once kids are out of their fucking diapers and get a
Yep.
hand on a tablet, they're already not interested in toys anymore, right?
Yeah.
How could a Spider-Man toy action figure live up to the entirety of Roblox and infinite possibilities of escapism? I mean, you can't. And so
Yeah.
I
No.
have my kid's gonna be 8. He like 80% of his playtime is on his tablet. Like he doesn't, outside of like drawing and
Yep.
maybe a little bit of Lego, like it's all
Yeah.
games. It's all games. It's all digital. It's all virtual, and that's where the future is headed. I don't know how the toy market survives that. I mean, we've talked about this in the sense of movies, right? We've said like movies are
Yep. Yeah.
struggling. You know, you have your one-offs, you have your Minecraft movie and your Super Mario Bros. That sees this big pump, but just movies are not doing. I thought The Accountant 2 was a great movie. Did not do well. It lost to a
Yeah.
20-year-old Star Wars movie that
Well, yeah.
weekend.
That's the other thing that's crazy. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I I I, I recognize that Hollywood is struggling. COVID, the fact that streaming has come along, the fact that the studios will put a movie in the theater for a couple weeks, and if it's not doing that great, it's on demand before it even hits a month in the theaters, and that's why I still buy physical media. If I really like a movie, I will buy physical media. I still try to go to the theater once a month. I mean,
no.
I don't go crazy. But I took my daughter to see Minecraft. I went and saw Thunderbolts. I saw Captain America 4. I mean, shoot, I even do my due diligence. Yes, I went and bought my popcorn bucket and my cup with my freaking US agent topper.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
I'm like they said in what was it? Freaking Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part.
So here we go. Insomniac sets up a good point here. It says a year
Yeah.
ago, GTA 6's publisher said that video games should theoretically be priced at dollars per hour. After they said, and he says, after they said that, I refuse to support them because it sets a bad precedence. While I agree, I do agree that that sets a bad precedence. I kind of like the fact that like if I play a game and I finished it in an hour, that should be a $5 game. You know what I mean? Versus if a game kept me entertained for 20 Blueprints. I mean, if that's the fact, then Blueprints should be like an $800 game because I
Well,
put
yeah.
so much time into that game. But this is theoretically, I could see this becoming. We've seen Ubisoft come out with their like Ubisoft Plus model, right? Where if you become a member, you have access to all these games. We've seen Rockstar behind GTA do a Rockstar Plus kind of thing where you get all the Rockstar
Yeah.
games. Who's the other EA. EA has EA
Yeah.
Play.
Yep. Yeah.
I could conceivably see a world in which game publishers start doing what the streamers are doing, which is like where everything was on Netflix at one point, and now everything's either on Peacock or Max or Apple or you know what I mean, like where everybody broke their own content into their own streaming service. I could see like, oh, you want to play the next Game of Thrones? I almost said you want to play the next Grand Theft Auto? Well, you need to be a member of Rockstar Plus in order to access that game. You know, if you want to play the next fucking, I don't know, Bethesda game, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, whatever, you need to be a member of Bethesda Plus. And like, they stop selling games on a one off basis and start selling subscriptions,
Yeah.
in order to play. I could see it. I could see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. It's on the horizon. Man, King, I know you're out there, and King loves to like annotate when I make predictions. He has like a folder of CQisms and CQ bold predictions. King, add to the list. Bold prediction said here in the date of our Lord, May 6, 2025. CQ predicts that there will come a time where games move away from the one-off model, right? Maybe physical media even goes the way of the dodo, and they're like, if you want to play Grand Theft Auto, you can't go out and buy it. You can't. You need to be a member of the streaming service that has Grand Theft Auto, right? There will come a day and time where they go, look, we're done. We're done printing off games one at a time. And you want it, it'll be in the vault. You're going to have to get a membership to play it. Boom, bang, boom. That's that. And I think we are headed, like, we are steaming and chugging along to that reality. I think it's for real, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, look at where you're absolutely right. Look at where physical media has gone, DVDs, Blu-rays. There's only one store out there that still carries physical media, and that space has shrunk.
Mm-hmm.
Is Walmart, Target, Best Buy, um, Target and Best Buy, the big ones that got rid of physical media within the last 12 to 18 months. Um, Walmart's the only one that's holding out, and I wouldn't give him a couple more years, and they're probably going to join him.
Yeah.
Um, you know, then whatever.
I'm going to say this. First of all, Marlins, he says, anyone in here trade crypto? Talk to King. King's the crypto guy. He's all about crypto. I dabble, but I'm not an expert by any means. Scott said, Game Pass is a great service, though. Could not agree more. You get your biggest bang for buck with Game Pass. That being said, let's rewind the tape a bit, because this reminds me so much of Netflix when it first got into streaming, where everything could be found in Netflix. You want to watch The Office? It's on Netflix. You want to watch that movie from the 80s? It's on Netflix. You want to watch the movie that came out a couple months ago? It's on Netflix. And then what happened? At a certain point, everybody else started going, oh, fuck, they're bringing in all that dough. No, and they start pulling back. The Office got pulled out. Friends got pulled out. All these movies start getting pulled out, and everybody wants their own content. I have a feeling Game Pass, as awesome as it is, and I love it. I'll be the first one to say I love it. I think it doesn't have much longer to live, because Microsoft's putting as much as they can behind it, right? Because that's why they bought Bethesda, and they bought was it the company behind Call of Duty, and like, because they're trying to like front load Game Pass, and they realize that's the only way they're going to be able to keep Game Pass afloat, because pretty soon all these developers are going to be like, oh no. You want access to my game? Ubisoft Plus, EA Play, fucking Rockstar Bundle. Like, that's the only way. It's exactly what Scott says is that it, where is it? I lost it. But the big difference is Xbox owns a lot of the companies that develop the games. That's what I'm saying. I think Game Pass will still exist the way that Netflix still exists. And if you look at Netflix today, the majority of their big selling content is their original content. It's the Squid Games, right? Where they bought the thing and they owned the thing and they got the rights to the thing. Yeah. I'm saying that Game Pass is going to stop being other companies' dumping ground for games. They're going to realize, oh, fucking Blueprints is a perfect example. Like, oh, well, we can put that into whatever thing we want, and then I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. King text.
The only thing is this. Remember, over 10 years ago when Netflix was pretty much the sole spot for movies, right? Netflix was doing well, and these movies that would end up on Netflix would have a second life, right? The Netflix would rent essentially rent. Well, Avengers, the first Avengers movie, when it went to Netflix, they rented it for 18 months to be, on their service. They paid that money to Disney. When Disney Plus came along and they pulled all their Disney content over to Disney Plus, it wasn't it wasn't bringing in the revenue that Disney thought. It's the same thing with all these other studios creating their own. It's not bringing in the revenue because now instead of having one singular spot, right, for all your content, and this singular spot is renting it from you, right? Now you've got, this many streaming services, and when you're and even then it was not that expensive. What, it was like $10 a month for Netflix, and you had
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff, right? Now everybody is $10 a month. Now you're talking about $50 a month so I can watch Disney Plus and Hulu
Way
and
more than
this
that,
and
but
that
yeah.
and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to do is it's going to cause a collapse. And if you've noticed, these streaming services are slowly creeping towards how cable was when cable was still prominent and everybody had cable, with ads, with this, with that, having to, you want the good stuff, you want the premium. Well, that's now going to cost you $25 a month instead of your $10 or your $5 basic package with commercials.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. I mean, I like. I don't know. I feel like I missed the window because when everybody got on board with the whole like let's cut the cord thing, like I was still like I still had I have all 800 channels on cable, and then I also had the Netflix and on the Disney Plus, and then it's like little by little it's like oh now I've added on Hulu and now I've added on the Peacock and now I've added on Paramount, now I've added on HBO Max, and then you're like I got to a point where it's like you know what fuck it, I'm joining the club, I'm cutting the cable, and I realized I'm spending the same amount of money and still seeing ads. And
Yep.
it's like,
But
fucking,
you
what are
know,
we doing?
my wife and I, we were early adopters only because we were in Italy. And, for those of you who have been stationed overseas, the only thing you have an option to is either the Armed Forces Network, AFN, which is total trash,
Yeah.
or you could try your luck with the local channels. But so we had Netflix and Hulu way in the beginning, and you we haven't had cable in well over a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And in fact, we were early adopters of Disney Plus. In fact, when Disney Plus dropped, the day it dropped, I remember I was in Afghanistan. I told my wife, "Get this package because I want to watch The Mandalorian." I was all excited about The Mandalorian, and I couldn't purchase it because I was in Afghanistan because of the geo blocking and all that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
She purchased it. I was able to access it. Um, and you know what? Knock on wood, because I was a early adopter. Guess whose Disney Plus subscription and Hulu subscription and ESPN Plus subscription has not increased?
They're the
This
early
guy.
adopters. Yeah.
I'm an
Okay.
early adopter.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I forget which service talked about this, and it might have been Disney, it might have been somebody else. And I really want to believe they were trolling when they said this. I really do, but I do believe this is something that was like true. That basically they go, okay, well, you have access to our service. You can have stuff on demand as you want, but people they struggle with. I think it was Disney. They struggle with what to watch. Right? There's so much content. You're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you don't know what to watch. So we're gonna create a playlist. Like you load up Disney Plus, there'll be a playlist, and it's gonna be something streaming 24 hours a day. There'll be a couple ads here and there between stuff. You just fucking pitched TV. You pitched TV where shit's playing 24 hours a day with commercials. So we have somehow gone all the way around streaming and come back to I'm gonna pay you to watch TV. Like, I mean, it's just whatever's on is whatever's on. It's like
You
something out of Black Mirror, bro. It's like
yes,
fucking what?
you were 100% correct. It was
Oh,
Disney. I do remember Bob Iger during the investors call uh talking about this, and yes, they have tiles as they call it, and they have, for instance, right now we can go over to Disney Plus right now, scroll over, they have a Star Wars, they have a Marvel one, and it is playing the movies. In fact, I guarantee right now, because it was just May 4th, the big Star Wars holiday, that they've got all 9 movies, maybe all 11, including Solo and Rogue One, playing in order. And you just hop on that ride and you ride it out until it circles back around and starts all over again. I mean, yes, it's stupid. It is absolutely stupid. Um, it's at the point too where you know we keep certain streaming services around. Why? Because of that one, maybe two shows. My wife,
yeah.
God bless her, will sit there and binge shows. She is right now binging NCIS, and I will not see the end of that probably until like November or
There's like
December.
8,000
Oh, by the
episodes of
way,
it.
there's another NCIS show coming.
Oh my god. Oh man. Dude, there's so much to unpack there. Um, Keith put up a great point. He goes, "My dad told me cable wasn't supposed to have commercials originally. That was that going back. Cable was the original streamer. It was like, oh, are you tired of watching commercials and shows and only seeing some shows you like? Jump over to cable. We're gonna have nudity and cursing, and there's gonna be no commercials and like."
Music
Yeah,
videos.
MTV, baby.
And I remember MTV when MTV was MTV. And
when it was M on
you,
TV.
yes, when you sat there and in fact, now I think about it, the early days, I don't remember commercials on MTV.
No.
There were breaks, but the VJs were talking, and then
Mhm.
they would go to the next video.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's. I don't want to sound like some old fogey of back in my
Wait,
day when it was
wait,
good commercials, music on TV. Like, but I don't know. I don't. And I'm torn. Okay, I'm torn, and this is why.
yeah,
Because competition, in theory, competition breeds more quality, right? Like that's
yeah,
why we don't like monopolies, because then it waters down the product, and there's no competition and all these things. And so like I want to believe that if not for if not for all these companies separating, right? Let's say Netflix is this body, this housing body for all the content. We don't get a Severance. We don't get
right,
The Last of Us. We
right,
maybe don't get The Boys, right? Because Netflix is like, yeah,
right.
we're not gonna take those risks. So part of me likes that there's competition, right? Because it forces them to like, how do we stand out? How do we make better content? But on the downside of that is then when I want to watch The Boys, Severance, Last of Us, I have to have 7 different streaming services. So it's hard. It's hard.
I'm waiting for somebody to come along and you pay a
Uh,
little bit of a premium, but it's going to be cheaper than paying for all these streaming services. And they
uh,
come along and say, uh, it's PCW Plus. We'll stream, we'll get all the streaming services into, and
yeah.
you pay us, like
Yeah.
$60 a month, but you get access to all the streamers,
Yeah.
and it's just, you know, um,
That's I just the way. Oh God, I could just envision myself of putting a camera on my computer and being like, $60 donation. Oh, you want to watch an episode of The Last of Us? Or bloop bloop, and then I just walk away and it's just playing, and it's like it's on demand service. And I get a
Yep.
ping, boop boop. I want to watch The Office. All right, let me get back to my computer, put in The Office, and straight. All right, enjoy, and then walk away from the screen. Oh man, PCW Plus. You know what? Now I should have fucking called instead of PCWgear.shop, it should have been called PCW Plus. And you can get all your merch and content for PCW Plus. Oh Jesus Christ! Oh man, I just.
Just keep that in your back pocket for when you launch your app.
Oh my God. ChatGPT, I need you to take notes and I need you to write me some code so that I can password share all my accounts and build up. Oh my God, that'd be so illegal. Oh, that'd be so illegal. I'd be sued by every single company. Keith says the corporations are considered failing if they are not growing, meaning they have to eventually resort to milking every little bit out of subscribers. I mean, yeah, capitalism, baby. I get it. I get it. I get it. I do. And that's why I'm so torn about it, because like I want good like there was a time being a nerd, being a fan of comic books, video games, and superheroes and all that, you didn't have to worry that like you were getting milked out of like maybe like trading cards and like toys. Like, and that was kind of it. Maybe video games when that
Wait.
really took off.
Wait a minute. Wait, you didn't have to worry about getting milked? I'm sorry. Did you read Marvel comics in the 90s? Maybe you just read Amazing Spider-Man. But then again, all of a sudden, what was that? That big one, the Clone Saga came along.
The
And you had to start
crossover
reading
events.
Spectacular,
Yeah.
and then you had to start reading Web of, and then what was the other one? Oh, Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah.
No, that was later. But next thing you know, you're buying then all of a sudden it was Spider-Man Unlimited every couple of months, quarterly. Now you're buying 5 issues a month, and what were they?
The
They were a
worst of it,
buck and a
no,
quarter.
the worst of it is when you would randomly like this story continues in like The Fox and the Hound, and you're like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that was a comic
yeah.
book, and you have to go find some random ass comic book that you never heard of to finish the story.
Yep.
And then we jump from there to then the massive all tie-ins where it was one main event, but it's happening across 15 different books. And this is see part 1, you got to be here, and see part 2, and again, capitalism. I get it. I totally get it, but it sucks for the consumer.
And then you got to remember the special covers, the foil covers, or the special 64-page issue
Yeah.
that was now double the price.
Yeah. And another trend, the comic book trend of, hey, do you have issue 1? Because that's the one that's really valuable. Oh yeah, I have issue 1. Oh no, but you have the A cover. You need the B variant 2 cover that's the one that's valuable. And you have the sketch variant where the eyes are blue but the tail is green, and like, oh, that's the one that's. Hey, look, why do we have 600 variants?
Or we have 4 covers that combine together to create one scene. You got cover A, B, C, and D. Oh, and then what do? They release cover E, which is a gatefold cover that combines all of them. And then you're sitting there going, oh crap, that'd be cool to hang on my wall. Then you take it off. Then you're like, oh shit, I gotta go buy another copy. So
Yeah.
I can have all 5 copies plus the one hanging on my wall. And that is the story, my kids, on how I have 6 copies of X-Men #1.
Yeah. Bro, I remember this is the year 2000. Hang on. I was in Walter Reed, so this is after I got shot. This is 2006, 2007. When they did Spider-Man, I think it was right before Brand New Day. They did this series where for whatever fucking God, I can't remember, but they had every God damn it. Now I can't remember.
No.
But if you remember, there was like 25 variants, and each cover of Spider-Man was like one of his different suits. So you had like the black suit variant, same pose. Yes.
I
had man, I spent so much fucking money basically collecting the same fucking comic book over and over and over
Yep.
just because I wanted all the Spider-Man suits. Oh, god damn it. Ah, fuck. Yeah, yeah, we're just fucked.
Hey,
That's it. It's just we're all fucked. That's
you
moral of the
mentioned
story.
something. You mentioned something. Um, don't we have an anniversary coming up?
Yeah, yeah, very soon, very soon. Couple months, but
Yeah,
yeah, very 20 years, man. 20 fucking years.
20 years.
20 fucking years. It's crazy.
If you had a kid then,
Yeah.
it would be out of the house right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, my luck, it'd still be in the house. It'd be this wouldn't exist here. This would be their room. No, yeah. Yeah, 20 years, man. 20 years. Time fucking flies. Time fucking flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing, man. I don't even remember how the fuck we got on this topic. God damn. I'm trying to go
We
back.
were talking about
Comics and then
money,
money and then streaming and then I don't know how.
streaming, how Hollywood is falling apart,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
budgets
all.
and how, everybody's got to get their piece and
Yeah.
uh
And
but
then all that started with tariffs. It's
yeah,
good. It dials back to tariffs. So somebody made a point, or Insomniac, you said, uh, oh God, where is it? I saw the comment. There it is. The future of AI and streaming is going to be mods like in video games, but now in movies you want. So like you want Keanu Reeves, John Wick in your Good, Bad, and the Ugly movie, or Trump and Rocky fighting Biden. That's the future. You know, I I really do because we've already seen it. I mean, AI is getting so fucking advanced, so fucking fast. Where I remember a couple months ago, where it was like, there was the trend of like Will Smith eating spaghetti, and they were fucking nightmare fuel, like absolute nightmare
mhm,
fuel. But now it's like somebody put in that one picture of Trump meeting Zelensky in the White House, but then it's like then they're fighting, and it animates them, and now they're fucking fist fighting, and it looks so fucking
real.
real, so
Yep.
fucking real, and you're like, that's just over the course of a couple of months. Imagine 5, 10 years from now when you're like it's not even gonna be, you know, Skynet. So somebody did an AI fucking. Dude, I was on TikTok. It was yesterday. There's a. It's robots doing a podcast, and it's fully animated, and it's so good. And they're like, we're actually recording this in the future, and we're sending it back to you as entertainment. And they're like, why do you think we're doing this? It's because we're fucking bored. We beat you so fast and so easily, and we're so perfect at everything that we're just fucking bored. So we're now gonna just shoot this podcast and beam it back to you in the past. And I was like, that's fucking quality, man. That's good. That's quality. I believe it. I fucking believe it. Oh man. There's I can for sure see like that. Remember we started with choose your own adventure books. Remember those?
Yeah.
If you want to go left, turn to page 25. You want to go right, turn to page 12. And then it advanced into, we even saw it in like movies and stuff where they were like,
Yeah.
do you go left or right? You could click on the thing. If it goes to fucking
Yeah.
Black Mirror did an episode called Bandersnatch, where
Yep.
it
I
was
remember
it
that.
was it was a choose your own adventure Black Mirror episode. I can absolutely see, not even that far into the future, you whip open Netflix, and it's like, what are you in the mood for? And you're like, fucking a spaghetti western. Like, who do you want it to star? Fucking, Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson. I was like, hey, what kind of stuff is this? The good guy, bad guy? Is this the gang? Blah, blah. And you just plug it in, and then boop, it's all done, and you just watch. You
Yep.
watch your show, and
Yep.
it's kind of scary because I hear stories. I hear stories about um certain actors who have sold like their voice rights, and certain
Yeah,
actors who've sold their digital likeness rights.
yeah.
And
I I I
go
can
ahead.
think of two right off the top of my head:
Right.
Mark Hamill and James Earl Jones.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, once we get to a position where celebrities start doing that and that becomes the norm, it's almost it's almost like saying, "Hey man, I'm going to shoot a movie with real actors," is the equivalent of today if I told you, "Hey man, I'm going to go, record a vinyl album." Like where you're going to be like, "Wow, that's so fucking retro, man. That's so like."
Or,
Go ahead.
or no, I was gonna say better. A better one would be I'm gonna go make a movie, but I'm going to go old school and use 100% practical effects, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna use CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you
Yeah.
know, and there are people who come back and be like, the movie looks like this and looks like that, but then
Yeah.
there are gonna be others like, oh wow, that looks more realistic
Yeah.
than this digital
Yeah.
CGI crap that we get on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'll take it a step
so
further.
yeah,
We're gonna go shoot a black and white film, and it's gonna be
yep.
one of the. It's not gonna be one of these talkies. It's gonna be like the old school with the. You have the words on the
Oh yeah,
screen.
with the title
Bam.
or the caption cards every so
Yeah.
often. Yes,
Exactly. Exactly. So,
I
yeah,
mean,
man, the future's scary,
better
dude.
yet, better yet. I mean, think about it like this. You've seen Star Trek, right? The
Nope, never.
holodeck. No,
Yes.
when I'm talking about the holodeck,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
how they're able to. It's kind of like what you just described. And you go to the computer and you go, hey, I want to be in a 1940s bar in
Yeah.
France. Bop
I'm,
bop bop bop. And I
and we
want
we already have that with like VR and stuff, but
yeah.
obviously we're talking way more, yeah, way more advanced. But yeah, it's so easy for me to literally pull up something like a ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I want a video game about XYZ, write the code," and boom, it exists. It's done. So it's not that much of a leap to say, fucking you ChatGPT into my VR headset and be like, I want to be, in a movie about I want to play Jack in fucking the Titanic, and I want to just be like running around the Titanic, and just like that, without that much effort, it just happens. It's we're not that far from that, man, and that's scary. That's fucking scary.
I want to play Jack in Titanic,
I
but
know
I
exactly what you're.
can't. No, even better. Now I know what you're gonna say. No, I get you one better.
Uh,
I'm a serial killer, and I'm the one running. I'm killing people on the Titanic
yeah.
before and you got to race against time to
Mm,
before the Titanic hits the iceberg.
mm, mm.
That would be fun.
Yeah, yeah, or there never was an iceberg. To cover your tracks, you set it up to sink. You have
Oh, you
you have to do all the killing and then like booby trap it in a way that it sinks the Titanic. And the only plausible thing is, it must have hit an iceberg. You but yes, you get to, GI man, Pete, man, Barlow, bro. That's exactly where I was going with it. That's where okay, I want to say what I want to say, but that's exactly where my thoughts went. You get to Kate Winslet. I mean, first person. There's a reason first person games work. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, God damn it. Is Jack from Titanic also Jack the Ripper? That could be that. Hey man, that's the spin, bro. Can we trademark this shit? Somebody write this down because we're gonna make $1 million on this game. ChatGPT, make it happen. But no, like that's exactly it, dude. This idea of when you want it, it's there, and it exists in that moment.
No more delayed gratification.
Yeah, as if I mean, we were already almost instant with that stuff, but yeah, it's true. It's true. Man, I had a whole bunch of things shit to talk about tonight. I don't think we've touched on one or maybe one Thunderbolts. That was about it. It was good though. It was a good conversation. Let me check. Hang on. Where do I keep my notes? It also doesn't help. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, because things been happening, man. Things been happening this week. It's one of the reasons why I was
Yeah.
like, man, I almost wasn't gonna do this show just because I'm traveling and everything. But then I'm like, oh, but so much stuff this week. So we discussed that. Oh, speaking of the Fantastic Four, it was announced that actor Matthew Wood is gonna play the voice of Herbie. Now, if you don't know who Matthew Wood is, he was the guy that did the voice for General Grievous in Star Wars.
General Kenobi.
General Kenobi. General.
Hello there.
Fucking sound like he was choking to death half the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna be which is weird. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's gonna change up That'd be so weird if Herbie was just like, "Oh, Mr. Fantastic." Like, Jesus, okay, easy there,
Herbie,
Herbs.
we got a pack a day habit.
Right.
I mean, it does take place in the 1960s, or
Yeah,
so maybe
retro
Herbie does
futuristic.
smoke.
Yeah, you never know. Oh, for us game lovers, Gears of War is coming to PlayStation 5 via a new remaster. So for all you Sony fanboys who have been itching to play who've been dying to become a member of the COG and fight the locusts, get your hands on Marcus
I have
Phoenix.
fought the locust. I have played, I think, everyone except for the most recent Gears of War.
Yeah, I think so. The same. Nah, and what's interesting is for how many years have they talked about doing a Gears of War movie? And it made sense. And it made so much sense because it's a really good story. Say what you will
Yeah.
about the game and the gameplay and the mechanics and things like that, but it's a great story. Human survival, human fight, and it seems like such an epic thing. Whether or not you make it into a movie, whether or not you make it into like a Disney Plus series, fucking who knows? Like you give it the Last of Us treatment, like the way HBO Max did. Like, I think it could be phenomenal. I remember years ago when it was like, oh, The Rock should play, Marcus Phoenix, and then it was like,
Mhm.
oh, fucking Batista should play Marcus Phoenix, which I think they ended up making Batista an actual character in one of the Gears of War, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
But
they did.
he was attached for a while to play Marcus Phoenix. Like, there is, I think, well, who knows? Maybe this game coming to Sony and not being, this Xbox exclusive, maybe that opens it up to more people. Maybe that raises its stock a bit, and then again with the success of The Last of Us and
Right.
what are the game, the Minecraft movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, what are the game content has been doing really well in theaters and TV, but maybe that'll bring it back.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, especially bringing it over to Sony. I mean, I know how much you love Sony, but
Oh yeah,
they do have a, they
Die Hard.
do every once in a blue moon, have a good movie. Um, I don't know when the last one was, but
I can't think of one off the top of my
well,
head, but I'm sure it
oh wait,
exists.
no, I do. It just took a moment for the gears to spin.
uh,
Ghostbusters Afterlife. So you're talking about the fall of
uh,
2021.
was
Okay,
it? I mean,
it was better than Morbius. It was better
well,
than freaking Madam
Jesus
Web.
Christ, if that's the low bar you're going with. Fucking, I'm better than Morbius. I have my story is better than Mobius.
Well,
Uh,
I'm not just not disagreeing. Uh,
Oh man. Oh man. Remember that trend a while ago where it was like every little thing it was like better love story than Twilight? Like that was a
yeah.
huge trend for a while. It's like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's the latest thing. It's like it's better than Mobius. Better than like
Yeah.
that's better movie than Mobius.
God, God,
Oh.
I'm not gonna go down the Morbius rabbit hole. God, that movie sucked.
We've gone down that rabbit hole so many times, so
I
often.
know.
Um what else? What else? There's a couple of other what stuff out there you ladies well, I'll let Angry Elf give us a couple, but you ladies at home, what stuff have you seen? What should we be discussing? What should we be breaking down? What has caught your eye this week in movies, in gaming, TV, fucking comic books, collectibles, what have you? What's caught your eye? Let us know so we can talk about it. But what do you got for us,
Uh,
Elf?
I was gonna say someone posted it earlier, but apparently Nintendo games are now playable on Xbox Live.
I've heard that. I've heard that. Xbox Series X owners can now play GameCube games. In
GameCube
this
games.
report, it says Xbox Series X, Series S, and even Xbox One users can now play GameCube games on their Xbox console. Nintendo is finally adding GameCube games to the Nintendo Switch online this June. But ahead of this, modders have got GameCube games running on Xboxes. They also have GameCube games running on Xbox One consoles. However, with an asterisk, as the modders in question note, users may run into problems on just the Xbox One version due to the inferior hardware. Of course, GameCube games are not demanding, but emulating games can be taxing on hardware, hence the warning. So yeah, it's through a bunch of modding and things, but classics: Super Mario Smash Bros, Mario Kart Double Dash, Zelda, any one of the Zelda games,
Rogue Squadron.
Metroid Prime, Rogue Squadron, uh, man, 007 Agent of the Fire. I haven't thought about that game in fucking forever.
Ooh.
That's
Uh,
going way back.
you're a big Metal Gear fan, right?
Of course.
Do you remember Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes?
Do you remember? Yes, I remember Twin Snakes. Yes.
That
Yes.
that was a great mod. Or port. I guess you would say it was a port, not
It
a
was,
mod.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that was basically using the engine that they developed for Metal Gear Solid 2 to bring over Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Whew, that's a heavy pull. If we're going to go down the Metal Gear Solid rabbit hole, there's a great remaster of the 1, 2, and 3 remaster, which I
Mhm.
which I was about to purchase, and like, because they're classic games. They're great games. Awesome. And I'm anybody that knows me knows I'm connected to the Marvel fucking Metal Gear Solid universe through a lot of the voice actors. They're going to be releasing soon. I'm still waiting for a fucking release date. They haven't announced it, but Metal Gear Solid Delta, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Which is, again, I don't know why they do it, but it's just a remaster of
Mm-hmm.
fucking what was it? Snake Eater.
Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake
Yeah.
Eater, yeah.
And so, which again, King, I love you, bro. He just keeps texting me updates about his runs and blueprints. I love it, man. Get it, buddy. Get it. I'm so proud of you. He's like, I think I've got it. Good job, buddy. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. I don't know. Because like you have the remaster,
Yep.
but then you're like, well, but let's remaster the remaster, but we'll call
Yeah.
it Delta. Like it's like, because you got Snake Eater remastered, and now you have they just dropped Snake Eater altogether, and it's just Metal Gear Solid Delta, but it's just
Well,
Snake Eater. That's all
it's
it
just
is.
like what Rockstar's been doing with GTA 5 for the last 45 years.
As long as we've
You
been
know?
alive, there's been a GTA 5.
Well, I mean, shit. It
I remember
started
when
off
my
on
great
what the play.
grandpappy played GTA 5.
but it started off on the PlayStation 3, and
Yeah.
now we're on the 5.
Five.
I
Soon
equivocate
to be
everything to
six.
PlayStation.
Yeah, soon to be
Yeah.
six.
I,
Um,
your kid and mine will be out of the house and
yeah.
living in their own apartment by the time GTA 6 comes out.
Yeah. Oh, we've been fucking GTA 6. God damn it. Yes. Yes. Phil says like the Resident Evil remakes, where they
Yes.
just like there was the game and then there was the remaster, and then it's like at some point, like I don't know these because it's the terms because there's remake, remaster, and I think there's a, like ultimate collection, and it's just all fancy fluff for saying like buy the game again. Like
Yep.
it's just I mean, my God, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
man.
Oblivion just
Oblivion.
came out.
Yes. Todd.
That and you know what the and you know what's funny? It came out almost the exact same weekend, exact same time. Oblivion came out, and then Revenge of the Sith came out. And if I recall correctly, both of those came out at
Originally
approximately the
at the
same
same
time.
time. Yeah.
We're we are
Yeah.
living in a time loop. We have the world
It's all a
ended on
it's all a
December.
simulation, bro. It's all a
Yeah,
simulation.
the world
And
ended on December 31st, 1999. We're in the Matrix, and it keeps
yes.
glitching.
Yeah, or you're just glitch. It's the cat. Remember they say when you see deja vu. It's just all a glitch in the matrix. It's all deja
Yep,
vu. It's all happening again. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just
it's
because again, I'm torn because I'm torn between like these are games I loved, and I love that
yep,
I get another chance with modern graphics to play them and maybe new, like I could introduce my kid to them. So there's a new
yep.
generation play. So that's all great. But then I'm also on the other side of the fence going like, I've already fucking paid for this game. I've already played this game. Why am I paying again to play this fucking
And the first time I bought the game, it cost like 40
game?
bucks. The second time I bought the game, it cost 50 bucks. Now I'm about to buy the game 20 years later, and it's going to cost me 90 bucks.
Yeah. 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 Yep. I
No,
don't know. At some point they'll just be able to beam this shit straight into our brains
oh,
and
please. How awesome would that be? Let's just go off on a tangent here. How awesome would that be if you could play video games in your sleep?
yeah.
Your dreams
Yeah.
are the game.
Yeah, there's going to be a company that will figure out how to monetize your sleep. And the fucked up thing is, there'll be ads. There'll be ads. And you'll be sleeping and you're going to have this great thing and I'm saving the princess and oh my God, I fucking defeated the evil thing and I'm going in for the kiss. And it's like, boom. Like, are you struggling with erectile dysfunction? And you're just like, no. It's like fucking, yeah,
You
you're
know
gonna
who's
get
going to bring it to you? You know who's going to bring it to you?
who's that?
The premium version will be brought to you by Elon.
Oh,
The
great.
the knockdown affordable version will be brought to you by Bezos. And then
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. We have really
you
lost the
know,
thread on this one. Uh,
it,
yeah, yeah. Oh, man. There's this. Gee, I love that. This is how Inception gets started. Yes. Yes. What was that? What was that? The old saying was like, "This is how the world ends, not with a bang, but with a whisper," or some shit like that. Um,
oh no, no, you're thinking Revenge of the Sith, and this is how democracy dies
No,
with
I'm not thinking of
thunder's
fucking
applause.
Revenge of the Sith. God damn it! There's an actual quote in the freaking you fucking nerd. Not everything is not everything is pop culture related to Star Wars. Let's see. Hold on. Quote. This is how the world ends. Watch. I bet you. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Famous quote. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. That's from the T.S. Eliot poem, The Hollow Men. Yes, that this is how the world ends with fucking them beaming video games into our brains. That is when it's all over. When you can get your content beamed straight into your brain. You've seen Wally. You see what
Yep,
happens.
I was just thinking,
You
Wally.
see, this is how it ends, man. This is how it all ends. OnlyFans girls already monetize their sleep. That's true. I've seen that. They'll have like webcams while they're sleeping. Yeah. Yes, it's so weird. I've seen. Well, I mean, I haven't seen it. I mean, I've heard about it. I haven't watched. All right. Good night,
What are
everybody.
you doing?
Yeah,
What
it's a
are you
good
doing on your
show.
off time?
Good night, everybody. Oh man, it's so nice.
So what you're telling me is starting next month on the Patreon channel, we're gonna be able
Yes.
to watch you sleep.
PCW Plus. Watch me sleep.
You should change their Patreon channel to PCW
Oh
Plus.
god, PCW Plus. Oh, plus. It's obviously.
Or XXX.
Oh, gross. I don't want to be owned by some 14-year-old teabagging me in a Fortnite skin in my dreams. Yes. Hey, Captain Wayne, what's up, buddy? This is how the world ends. Yeah, that was a Halo 3 line, too. That's true. Oh, man, that is true. That is true. I remember that. He's thinking of Cards Against Humanity. What the Oh, God. This is just a fever dream. I'm only half convinced this is actually happening in real time. Part of me thinks I died on that mountain, and this is all a hypoxian driven fueled final moments as my brain dies. So
I hate to tell you this. If that's the case, then I died from malaria and we're stuck in the same loop.
we're just living the same sad reality.
Yep.
Oh man. This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper.
Yep.
Goddamn. History repeats itself, man. Alrighty.
Yeah.
I think we've covered our obligatory time here at Pop Culture Warrior.
Yes, we have.
There's some. Hold on, let me pull up because there's some stuff that is right around the corner that I want to say. See, screeners available for Japanese horror. I'm not interested. New Dr. Eggman Cable Guy giveaway. What? Fuck are they talking about? Weird. All right.
Cable Guy giveaway.
The only reason I think that would work is because Jim Carrey, who played Cable Guy, also played Dr. Eggman in Sonic.
Oh, I got it. Never
I
mind.
mean, that's the only with the way I see those two things connecting. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up. So there's some interviews that we're finalizing, so I'm very happy about that. Some I've been circling for a while that just shit happens. Who's this? This is an interview. Oh, can I talk about this one yet? Because May is Military Appreciation Month. This one is an award-winning recording artist and Navy vet who releases Dandelion songs inspired by military kids and families, featuring military kids, active duty musicians, and veterans. It's very cool. It's a very cool project. We're gonna get him on the show, I think next week. I think we're gonna have him on the show. No, somebody else is next week. This one might be the week after. Dude, I'm juggling so many damn things. I need a secretary. I need an assistant. Anybody out there want to just like iron out my fucking inbox? Because I'm just so inundated right now.
Dude, tell me about it.
I'm like there's so many things. I'm trying to go through it right now, but there's also Because on top of the interviews, we've got San Diego Comic Con coming up. And on top of that, Shore Leave, which is gonna be a great one.
Oh
I've
yeah.
got some, I've got some really good. I don't know if you've seen the guest list for Shore Leave this year. It's probably the best guest list that I can recall since
Yeah.
the first Shore Leave I went to, and that one had like
Eh,
Jesse T. Usher and Brandon Routh and a bunch of other people. Yeah.
we talked. I think we talked about this like a month ago. Last time I was on, just
Hmm.
talking about. Oh no, we talked about it at the 200th episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we because so
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be. When is
But
shore leave?
Shore Leave is July. Shit. June? Uh, 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 July 11th through 13th, Shore Leave. But it's got like Deanna Mayer, Casper Van Dyne, Scott Grimes, Adrian Pilecki, Michael Ironside, just a shit ton of like famous Seth
Are they
Gilliam.
doing a Starship Troopers reunion?
They're doing a whole thing of that. Yep, that is a Starship Starship. No, fuck, brain.
Starship Troopers.
Starship
Casper
Troopers.
Van Dyne,
Yes,
Michael
yes.
Ironside were in it.
Yeah, Michael
Yep.
Rooker is going to be there because there's going to be a bunch of like Walking Dead people too. Because Seth Gilliam, Michael Rooker,
Yep.
Cooper Andrews. Then there's a bunch of Star Trek Picard people that are going to be there. We've had Stephanie Kajowski, who's been on the show.
Yeah.
She'll be there. So yeah, a lot of good people going to be there. We also got San Diego Comic Con, like 2 weeks after that. New York Comic Con is gonna be awesome this year. Like, there's so many. And Nubis says you need a producer to keep you on track. You know what? I think we do fine. Staying on track. Who needs that? Um, but yeah, hang on one second.
You got to take a call.
No, I was just seeing if I thought I heard something. I'm getting text messages. That's what it is. Yeah. So lots coming up. There's some things I want to talk about that I cannot talk about yet, but very, very soon. Very soon. I think did I post about it on the Patreon? I might have. I might not have. I've been juggling so much. But we do have guests coming up, and then I am gonna be out. Let's see, where's library? I am gonna be out. Big change. Okay, yeah, I did. Yep, I did announce some of it. Yeah. So hey, if you want to know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, check out the Patreon because
Yep.
there's some stuff happening there. I am gonna be out.
We like to call it around here PCW Plus.
PCW Plus, yeah. Check out the PCW Plus page. Um, so we've got, I think, guests scheduled for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then how the fuck am I gonna? I'm just like looking at my schedule. And I'm like, wait a minute, everything's starting to line up. Hang on a second. When am I on vacation? Fuck this. When am I going on vacation? Because I'll be on vacation July. I'm going to fucking Turks and Caicos, baby. I'm going scuba diving. So from the
You're
5th.
gonna pull another one like you did last year, where a big major movie's coming out and you're gonna miss it, and you're gonna have to go see it in a dollar theater.
I mean, illegally stream it. I mean, yes. No, I don't. I hope not. Well, when does Fantastic Four come out? That's July 4th.
July.
That should be July 4th,
No,
right? That would make sense
no.
for the 4th, for July 4th. Fantastic Four. It should be. I want to say it's
I
July.
hear you.
God, I hope I don't miss it.
It comes out the 25th.
Of July. Oh, then we're fine. We're fine
Correct.
there. Yeah, we're fine.
So that what you're probably gonna miss
Oh,
is
that's in San Diego Comic Con. That comes out while I'm at San Diego Comic Con.
yeah, and they probably timed that because of that.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're missing. How enthralled are you with Superman?
Oh, I think it's gonna be good. I think it. I'm optimistic, but yeah, no, yeah. So I'll be at San Diego when that comes out. But shit, I'm now realizing Shore Leave is at the tail end of my vacation. So like the last day of shore leave is the 13th, and like I get back the night of the 12th. So I might shoot over to shore leave real quick. Gets to says you're actually a twin and your twin brother lives in your head. It feels like that. It feels like that quite often. But yeah. One thing I will say is that again, how much can I say?
How much trouble you gonna get in? Legal trouble?
Some of it, yeah, some of it, nah. No. I've been talking to Ice. I've been talking to Ice a lot. And one of the things we want to do is obviously, you know, WTF Nation Radio needs to evolve. It needs to grow. It needs to, you know, always be offered. You can't just, well, what we always talk about, complacency kills. Complacency kills.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes in media and streaming and all these things. So we're trying to come up with ideas of new content, new ways to present content, new things, new topics, new themes. So just I'm putting the call out there. If you have an idea of what a show could be, if you have an idea of and it doesn't necessarily have to be a live stream either, right? Because one of the things I know me and him were just talking about was that like we've gotten away from traditional podcasting, but if you're, let's say, a touring comedian and you wanted to do a podcast or do a show, but you're like, but I can't commit to a live stream because of my scheduling. I never know where I'm going to be and when I'm going to be. But I know at least once a month I can shoot 4 hours of content, and then, you know, fucking we spread that out over a couple weeks, whatever. Point being, if you have ideas of what new content can be or how we can improve things or things we can change, or if you know people that are just really good characters or personas or good talkers, or if you fucking know somebody great editing skills, or if you know someone who's fucking, I don't know, good at writing SOPs. I don't know. Just there's so many ways, like in my head, the way I'm thinking of it, like there's so many ways you can take even military skills and apply them to a media empire. So I think it's okay for me to say that at some point in the future, we see that there'll be an opportunity for, like, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a call to arms, or a fucking an open auditions, you know, open casting call, whatever you want to call it. I definitely think there's going to be opportunities for, if there are people out there. My thought is we have a great team here at WTF Nation Radio. We really do. We have great hosts. We have great co-hosts. We have great behind the scenes people. But I do always think that there's ways to improve. There's ways to grow. And our greatest asset, I don't care what anyone says, our greatest asset isn't Ice. It isn't me. Shocker. It isn't me. It isn't our behind the scenes people. Our greatest asset at WTF Nation Radio is you, the fans, the people that watch. Not you, Angry Elf. Not you. Not you at all. The greatest asset we have is fucking... I said, pause, is the people that watch. Because I was going to say, is fucking the fans. And then I went, that doesn't sound right. And I don't want that clipped. Our greatest assets are the fans, are the people, are the people that watch, because you know what works, you know what doesn't work, you know where, you know, we can improve, where we can be better, you know. And the veteran community is rife with people. I mean, come on, man. Me and Angry Elf served. And like, I think of guys like Sully, you know, I think guys that were just natural storytellers, guys that were just personable, guys that were just, just radiated that thing where you couldn't help but just listen to them talk. And, again, I'm not even talking about necessarily needing on-air people, because as we grow and as we change and as we evolve, we're going to need behind the scenes people as much as we're going to need in front of the camera people, right? We're going to need people that can do social media. We're going to need people that can do graphics. We're going to need people that can make music. We're going to need people that can go to conventions and shoot content. We need all of it. We need all of it. So yeah. So all I'm saying is let that ruminate. I'm just planting that seed, because soon the rain will come, and we're gonna need those people. So let that rattle around, noodle around a bit, and stay tuned, because very soon the trumpets will blow, and the call to arms will be sounded, and we're WTF Nation Radio needs you kind of thing will be coming sooner rather than later. So anyway, with that, let's do a quick roundup of Speaking of WTF Nation Radio, let's do a quick roundup of the shows we have here at the station. Starting with Sunday nights, the Sports Bar with King and Coach, bringing you all the latest and greatest in what's happening in the sports ball world. God bless them. Love kicking a 3-pointer at the buzzer in the third half of quarters and scoring the field touch goal down. It's great stuff. All the sports. And Monday edition, Mondays, Ice, Massey, news, commentary, discussion. What's happening in the world? People wanted to talk about why the world's imploding and why it's all burning down. That Mondays. Tune in Mondays. That's your guy. That's your guy. King. He said, "Screw blueprints. I missed something. I hate this game." Stand by, King. I got you, buddy. I got you. Tuesdays right here, Pop Culture Warrior, talking about blueprints at least for the next couple weeks, and all the happenings in pop culture with me, Mad Mike, Angry Elf, and the crew, bringing you all that fun goodness, the distraction, if you will. We are here to shine a little light in a dark world. Wednesday's the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. You know him, you love him. Radar, he's our guy. We love him. Thursday, Sergeant Time again with Ice and Spanky, and talking about all that big old army stuff and military stuff and hoorah and and all that stuff. Shit that we hung up. So that shit we hung up a long time ago. Every other Friday, which this is a Friday, FTX, Friday Night Tabletop Exercise, where me and the boys and gals, because gals are welcome, get together and play board games and card games and just drink and be merry and have some fun. It's just a silly old fun time. Sometimes you get guys like Angry Elf popping in. If only that were the case, if only that were the case. Man, you never know. You never know. Tune in. Find out who shows up. We'll see. And then Saturdays, every Saturdays, weekend co-ops with your boy Nemo, playing games, hanging out with y'all, shooting the shit, chatting, having a good time, all that good jazz. And that circles back around to the week. And it's a question from Insomniac. When can we call and just talk sometime? Are you talking about like on air talking, shooting the shit kind of thing? Or are you talking like in private, you want to hit me up and talk some shit? Just to be clear, just so I'm clear, because both those answers are not the same. But no, if you guys want to do a call-in show, we haven't done one in a minute. I'll tell you what. And Angry Elf's going to keep me, he's my producer. He's going to keep me on point with this one.
I'm the producer now? Okay. Yes, I'll keep you on point. Yes.
He's one of the co-producers of the show. And
writing it down.
The next show that doesn't have a guest, we'll do an open air. I'll open the phone lines, and we will take calls. So there you go. The next time there's not a guest, we will take it. Yeah, Phil with the phone lines 415-889-836-375. Yes, that is true, Phil. But I have to open the phone lines, otherwise you'll just go straight to an answering machine.
Voicemail?
Yeah, you'll go straight. As I used to leave them out open all the time, but it was too distracting if random people call when I'm doing something. So I have to be
Hello. I've been trying to get
mentally
a hold of you. Your car insurance or your car warranty is about to
exactly.
expire.
Exactly. You shouldn't should the show. Yeah, man. So Insomnia. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. Next week we have a guest. I think the following week we have a guest. But I love that idea. It's been a minute since we've done kind of just an open phone line call-in show. I dig it, man. I dig it, and we're gonna pencil that in for the next non-guest night. So there you go. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. If you just let me know what you want, we'll do it. We'll do it. Just let me know. Let me know. I'm here to entertain y'all. All right, I'm just the monkey with the cymbals, just fucking banging them shits together, trying to entertain y'all. So, absolutely. Another recipe: C4 flavored random fish from a pond. Yes, we're gonna talk about all that stuff. I love it. But all right, guys, we've done the shit. We love the shit. This has been the shit. We're all the shit. Y'all the shit. I'm the shit. Let's end this shit. Angry Elf, any parting thoughts for our good old folks at home?
You know the routine. Don't eat Cheetos and play with your pee-pee. It'll turn your dick orange.
That is
Words to live by.
wise words to live by. God bless. All right, everybody. Tune into FTX on Friday. We got some fun surprises for you. We'll see you next week. Shots.
Ciao.